Looks like we're on. Good morning, Facebook world. I'm going to do a little bit of a walkthrough here in the garden. When you walk in on the northwest corner here, under the trellis, I didn't know where else to put them, but I planted a few strawberries. The first row, this one has some loofah gourds. There's a few coming up way back there. It's followed by pickling cucumbers. I started tying the twine here for the trellis. Not a whole lot of them are coming up yet. It's very delayed. And a whole bunch of pickling cukes coming up after that. I haven't started doing the trellis in here yet. All right, now we're in the tomato patch. I kind of weeded through here yesterday. These are starting to come back. You can see down the rows there. There's one row. The first row will be husk cherries. Then there's white, orange, yellow, red, and Cherokee purple tomatoes, 2 rows of each. And that is followed by some cocktail tomatoes, red cherry tomatoes, yellow pear, and there is some yellow cherry tomatoes as well. Down here we have shelling peas. I seeded the 4th seeding here a couple of days ago. 3rd seeding is coming up kind of nicely. 2nd seeding is looking pretty robust. They're actually starting to bloom there. If you can see down there's a couple. And the first seeding here, it's pretty sparse, but there is some peas forming here. And this here is snow peas. That was it, all I had left of the seed for them. So we'll go with what we have here. Celery patch, it didn't survive too well. There is a few here and there. I won't be able to find one now. And then we have our rows of peppers, and I got to weed through here some more here, but they're coming back up. There is 5 varieties of hot peppers, and then we have, what do we have here? Orange, yellow, red, brown, and purple sweet peppers. You kind of need to dig through the leeks here. There is a few that are surviving through the weeds there. And our onion patch, 1,000 red, 3,000 yellow. At the far end there, there's some bunching onions. I didn't put in a whole lot this year. Probably should have put more now on hindsight. And very end of this row here is our garlic patch. I haven't grown garlic before, so we'll see how to do it and see what we can do about it. And taking a short stroll down here to this end. This is the corn that was my nemesis. It was full of thistle, like you can see in the underneath the fence there. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this deer deterrent, but there's fence at 45-degree angle coming out, as well as the 8-foot tall fence. Apparently that confuses the deer and they will not come in there. This is the bicolor corn. I kind of pulled the weeds out in the actual row. I'm going to flame weed down the pathways here. Try to get the pathways wide enough that I can get a wheelbarrow in there. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see this here, but there is 4 rows of corn in a block, in a 2-foot block. 10 beds of corn like so, and then we have 4 seedings of beans in so far. 1 row purple, 1.5 yellow, 1.5 green in each of the 4 seedings. 2-week intervals. and that way we have fairly continuous harvest, and they germinated very well. It's looking all right. This row here is where I ran out of propane yesterday. I was burning off the weeds, and you can see the difference it makes there. Don't know if I got too close to some of the corn here. It doesn't look too singed. Might have been a little bit of damage here from the flame. And here is a little bit of an embarrassing part. My melon patch here, there is very little that is coming up. So I don't know if I'll even bother walking through there. And we're going into the lettuce and Swiss chard. Need to weed through here, but there you can see some of these beauties here. The farmer has canola in the field right down here, so I think it's flea beetles that are starting to damage my Swiss chard. I'm going to have to get some BTK to clobber those guys. Cabbages this year have been very poor emergence. There is one there, a few more over here. There should be, of these beds there's about 200 cabbages in each. And should be 2 beds of red, that'd be 400 of each. Red, green, Caraflex, those are those cone shape. And these should be the flathead cabbages, and I've only got a precious few of them that are coming along. And going down to the end here, we got broccoli and cauliflower. And this needs some attention here pretty bad. It's looking that way. Oh, looks like I forgot to close my gate last night. Down here is the pumpkin patch, and again, it's very spotty germination. What I did in here is I just weeded around the actual plants, and then I took and used the flame in between. So you can see there's a few places here where I'll have to do some touch-up weeding, but for the most part it's all right. Sacks of leftover potatoes from last year are holding down the plastic. There should be 2 rows of pie pumpkins, 2 of jack-o'-lanterns, and then spaghetti squash, acorn squash, curry squash, butternut squash. And by the time you get down to here, these are the yellow crookneck squash, green zucchini, green striped zucchini. Those are the best ones that we've got thus far. Yellow zucchini, and then the 8-ball and the 1-ball zucchini. A little bit of space here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be transplanting some raspberries or something in here yet. Potatoes have been remarkably poor this year. Quite a bit of germination now, but there is the red Pontiacs. There is 920 plants of them. 1,000 of the Yukon Golds on this side here. Take a little stroll down through the potato patch. Should be getting close to hilling these guys here, or some of them anyhow. And this is going to be the toughest part here to weed. The first row here is dill. Boy, you can hardly even tell it now, but there's some dill in here. Radishes, that was the 3rd seeding. I only seeded a few feet at a time. And 2nd seeding. And this is the 1st seeding. I seeded it fairly late. I only wanted them ready once market gets going. Oh boy, this is going to need weeding badly here too, but here's the kohlrabi. We'll have to dig through it a little bit to find them. And that is followed by the carrot patch, and you can hardly tell where my carrots are coming up here. They've been very, very poor germination. There is one bed of purple carrots, 7 of orange. This had been flame weeded and hasn't been touched since, so it'll be time to get going here. And beets as well, very painful germination. Here you can see one of the orange beets, 2 beds of orange, 2 beds of the candy cane, 2 beds of the cylinder, the red beets. They're doing a little bit better. And the final 4 beds here, again, they're doing not too bad, are my red beets. And I'll be weeding, and looks like I'm going to have to do some thinning. And we swing around to this side here. Kind of going to be seeing how close to the tree line potatoes will actually grow. Some people will say, got to stay 8, 10, 12 feet away. I had enough potato seeds, may as well fill the area. And this is russets. The last 2 rows here are the purple potatoes. My bride really loves those, and I'm not that big of a fan, but we'll grow some. And this row here, probably won't find any now, but there's a row of peanuts. We're trying peanuts this year. And then you get back down to here, very sparse corn. And again, it's seeded like the corn at the far end there, but we'll get some. We'll take what we get, but that's how it is this year. And the last 2 rows here are absolutely painful to see.